are here today with Christian from MetaMask. He is the lead product designer over at MetaMask. Thank you, Christian, for taking some time to chat with us today about MetaMask and what you guys do.
You bet. Happy to share.
Awesome. So just at a high level, can you just introduce us to what MetaMask is? You know, what the product does and what it's for?
Sure. Yeah. So MetaMask is a tool that enables anyone with a browser, a modern browser, to access decentralized applications. So once you install MetaMask, you are sort of Web3 enabled, and you have your quote unquote wallets, which is your identity, and holds your private keys locally. It doesn't go to any servers. It's local to your device. And yeah, you could store value on it. So you can store coins and tokens and NFTs, which is really cool. And then you could send also currency and assets to anyone with an Ethereum wallet. It doesn't have to be another MetaMask user. It could be any Ethereum wallet for now, at least. And then there's for developers, it's also a tool for developing decentralized applications, in the sense that it gives you out of the box sort of authentication for building your app, your dapp. So you don't have to build authentication on your dapp. You can just leverage MetaMask as a tool to help you do that. And then you could just start testing and doing some fun things with it as well.
Wow, it sounds like you guys definitely developed this product with both end users and dapp developers in mind. Can you comment a little bit about what kind of is the biggest problem for each of those user groups that you think MetaMask solves?
Yeah, so for end users, it basically frees you up from having to run like a full node on your machine, and so it's just like a super lightweight to be able to just like access the Ethereum blockchain, as opposed to using something like the Ethereum Ethereum wallet, which is it's just heavyweight. So it creates a super streamlined user experience. And then for developers, I think I touched on this with my previous answer, but for developers, you don't have to create this whole like authentication method with using email and logins and passwords. You could just integrate using MetaMask, and yeah, that's why developers kind of love us and come to us and use us, is because right out of the box you have all the tools you need to just onboard users to your dapp.
Yeah, we know onboarding can be a really big pain in the butt, especially on Web3, yeah. So that's awesome. If I'm a new developer coming into this hackathon, say, and I want to integrate with MetaMask, where and how do I get started?
So you can get started by visiting metamask.io. And there we have some links to our developer docs. We have links to our social medias as well, Twitter, Medium, and there's a lot of resources. Just if you Google us online, you'll be able to find a lot of videos. There's a lot of developer generated content as well. So, but for the most part, you find us on Medium.
Cool. And so if I, for example, do all that and I start working with MetaMask and I start to have, questions or a problem or something is going wrong that I feel like is weird and I can't find an answer, what's the best way to get in touch with the founders or the MetaMask community to get help?
Yeah, so we're very responsive on Twitter. So feel free to reach us out there. You can send us a direct message. You could also contact, I think it's support@metamask.io if you come across any bugs or any issues with that. We are not super active on like some of the more chat applications like Slack or Discord, I believe is some of the other ones, but we are definitely taking a closer look at building or creating one of those channels for more direct communication with the community.
Cool. So it sounds like Twitter's a good place to start, and then a support email if something more significant needs to be followed up on.
Yeah. Oh, and also I should mention GitHub. GitHub is a big one. So if you wanna reach out to us or you want to contribute to the code, you can actually pull it. We're an open source project, so you can pull the code, write some fun things for us, or suggest ideas or projects just by submitting some GitHub issues.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a great place to get started too, or look for some answers. Last question for you is basically, we're focusing this hackathon and our future hackathons here at Labs on people that are kind of hacking on nights and weekends all over the world. So not necessarily doing this as their full-time job, kind of just passionate about getting into the space. And I think there's a really good case study here for MetaMask, and I just want to kind of hear your take on it. How does MetaMask specifically power people who are hacking on nights and weekends and kind of working on this kind of stuff in their free time?
Oh yeah, that's great. I think a good how MetaMask is empowering people is by basically providing you an easy way to start playing around with this stuff. So we're obviously growing and the ecosystem is growing. So just get in there and just download MetaMask and start playing with this. And you'll notice that there's a lot of opportunities there for improvement across the entire ecosystem. And if you're actually interested in building a decentralized application, MetaMask kind of helps you with that as well. So we have a lot of great documentation that we're currently improving on and writing and building for the developer community. And so, yeah, I would just say, just get in there and just get, messy and look for opportunities to build decentralized applications with MetaMask.
Yeah, I think the greatest thing that you just kind of said is, even if you're just new to the space and you're developing in the space for the first time, you can try to download MetaMask or you can download MetaMask as an end user and see how quickly and easily you can onboard to Web3. And I think it'll make it very compelling that you'll want to provide an onboarding experience that's that simple for your users. So that's a great kind of way to see it from both perspectives, the developer and the end user right away, is kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, yeah, and we're thinking about we're strategizing about the future too. So we're currently doing some research on a potential plugin system where it enables developers to build code and for specific use cases. So if you could think of MetaMask does a couple things really well, but you imagine this other potential use case that it does we don't do. You can go ahead and start building it and create sort of like a plugin for MetaMask to sort of extend MetaMask's capabilities. So that's a really exciting thing that we're kind of looking forward to building and releasing out to the wilds, just to grow the ecosystem and grow the capabilities of what this tool can do.
Awesome. Well, that's it from our end here at Labs. Thanks so much, Christian, for taking the time to chat with us today.
You bet. Hopefully this was helpful.
Super helpful. Take care.
All right.